I promised you a shorts pattern for the holiday set, and here it is. And you don't need very much fabric for these shorts. I would say if you have a meter, that will be plenty. I don't even think you'll need the full meter. So let's assemble the pattern and start sewing. You will find the free pattern in the description below. Cut all the pieces with 1 cm seam allowance except on fold. Then you'll see this little symbol. You will need 2 front pieces, 2 back pieces, 1 waistband cut on fold, and 4 pocket pieces. You will also need 2.5 cm wide elastic band. Start by overlocking or zigzagging all pocket pieces. So we need this edge to be overlocked. The pocket pieces are overlocked and ready to be sewn on to the front and the back piece. What I'll do, since my fabric is the same on the right side and the wrong side, I will place them mirrored towards each other. Now I want to pin a pocket piece to each front and back piece, right sides together. So I will measure 2 centimeters from the waist and place the pocket on that mark. Sew each pocket seam with 8 mm seam allowance. Now overlock or zigzag the side seams. Press the seam towards the pocket and understitch. I understitch by sewing close to the edge on the pocket side, and I also make sure that the seam allowance is folded towards the pocket. Now we're going to sew the back pieces and the front pieces together. So here's my back pieces and here's my front pieces. So we will start with the side seam where we have the pocket. So we will finish the pocket completely. So what I'll do is I take one of my front pieces and place it right sides together with the corresponding back piece. I will pin the pocket and the side seam. So I will sew like this with 1 cm seam allowance. And then I do the same for the other 2 pieces. Now we're going to pin the inner leg seam. So I still have my 2 pieces right sides together. So I'll just, you might have to pull a little bit. I will place them side to side. I will sew the seams with 1 cm seam allowance. Once I've done that, I will overlock them. You can of course also zigzag, but you need to finish the seam somehow. We will now sew the crotch seam, and the easiest way to do that, I think, is to take one of these pieces and turn it right side out. And remember, we want to place the pieces right sides together. So now when we have the right side out here and the wrong side here, we can take this piece and place it inside the other. So if we have sewn everything correctly, the crotch seam should align perfectly. We have the inner leg seam here. I like to fold the seam allowance towards the back, but either way is good. And we match the center front. And then we have the center back. So now I will just sew this with 1 centimeter seam allowance and then overlock it. Hopefully we got some pants now. So I'll just fold them right side out. Yes, they even look like shorts. It's time to work on the waistband. And this is very straightforward. We want to start by pressing a fold line in the middle. Now I will open it up and pin it right sides together. And sew it with 1 centimeter seam allowance. Right, so let's sew the waistband. So I will pin it right sides together and I will match the center back seam with the center back of the waistband. Then I will match the center front of the waistband with the center front seam. And we need an opening left so we can thread the elastic band into the waistband. And the side seams, the seam allowance needs to be folded towards the front because we have the pockets and we want them to be towards the front, like so. So I will start here, sew all the way around 1 centimeter seam allowance and stop here at the center back. Then I will thread the elastic through, close it, overlock it, and then top stitch. Elastics can vary a lot depending on the brand and the width and all kinds of things. So sometimes it's very soft and you need to stretch it a lot, and sometimes it's very hard elastic and then you might need more elastic than with a soft one. So this is a soft one, I would say. So therefore, because of all these variations, I always measure on myself and see what's comfortable instead of deciding on a length beforehand. And that's why I haven't given you any instructions on how long your elastics should be. You need to measure on yourself. So what I'll do is I'll just see what I think is a comfortable length, something like that. And I need some seam allowance for the overlap. I like to use a safety pin. That's the only tool I have really for this kind of elastics. And I find the opening we left and start threading it through the entire waistband. So we'll just sew this closed just with a straight stitch. So I'll do like a square or something like that. It doesn't have to be pretty, it just needs to hold the elastics in place. We'll just close the opening quickly. I finish the seam by overlocking it. I also overlock the hem. We're almost done. I still need to top stitch the elastic band or the waistband. I will do that by just stretching the waistband and top stitching in the middle all the way around. And then I will add this cute little rose in the front to make it cuter, but also to mark which way is the front. And then lastly, I will hem the shorts. And I do that by pinning and pressing 3 centimeters up to the inside, like so, and sewing with 2.5 centimeter seam allowance. And then it's done.